Welcome to the video for skill number 75. I can calculate the volume and surface area of spheres. In this video we'll look at both spheres and hemispheres, hemisphere being half of a sphere. Generally I would consider spheres the easiest shape to calculate the surface area and volume of, because you really only need to know one thing, and that is the length of the radius. We're going to use the same variables that we had before, S for surface area and V for volume. We have no lateral area for a sphere. So the technical definition of a sphere is the locus of points in space that are a fixed distance from a point called the center of a sphere. So what we're talking about is basically a ball, a perfectly round object where all points are the exact same distance from the center. A hemisphere would be half of a sphere, and the great circle is any line that divides a sphere directly in half. You could consider the equator a great circle for the Earth, but you also have, latitude lines. In addition to the latitude lines, we have longitude lines. A circle has a sphere has many great circles. The two key formulas for a sphere is surface area being 4 pi r squared and the volume being 4/3 pi r cubed. Example 1. Find the surface area and volume of a sphere with a 15-inch radius. So we have the surface area equation, which is 4 pi r squared, and we have the radius, so we can plug the radius in for r. We get 4 pi times 15 squared, which is equal to 900 pi. If we wanted to approximate that in decimal form, 900 times pi is roughly 2,827.43 inches squared. The volume calculation is just a little more difficult. It's 4/3 pi r to the third. So we have 4/3 times pi times 15 to the third. And that equals 4,500 pi, or approximately 14,137.17 inches cubed. That's the most basic calculation. We can also do a hemisphere, as shown in example 2, which is half of the sphere. So the volume is going to be half of the volume of a sphere, and the surface area is going to be half of the surface area of a sphere plus the base. So we're going to start with the surface area calculation. In this one they tell us the diameter is 14 inches, which means the radius is 7 inches. In order to find the surface area of a hemisphere, we take half of a sphere and we add the base. So when we calculate the surface area of this sphere, we have 4 pi r squared, which is 4 pi times 7 squared, or 49, or equal to 196 pi. The base, the circular base, it has an area of pi r squared, or pi times 49. So we know that the surface area of a hemisphere is going to be half of the whole sphere plus the base. So 196 pi divided by 2 plus 49 pi, which is roughly equal to 461.81 inches squared. Going to the volume, it's an easier calculation. You just find the volume of the sphere, which is 4/3 pi r cubed, or 4/3 pi times 7 cubed, which is roughly 145.57 inches to the third. And we cut that in half because a hemisphere is half of that, 72.79 inches cubed. Alright, for this skill we need to be able to calculate the surface area of a sphere, which is 4 pi r squared, and we also need to be able to calculate the volume of a sphere, which is 4/3 pi r to the third. I'm going to also ask us to calculate the surface area and volume of a hemisphere. So for a hemisphere, you cut each of those values in half. So the surface area of a hemisphere, and I'll just say S hemi, is equal to 4 pi r squared over 2 plus the base, which is pi r squared. And the volume of a hemi, or hemisphere, is going to be equal to 4/3 pi r to the third, all divided by 2. For the deep observer, this is equal to 4/6 pi r to the third. All right, this concludes the lesson. Thank you.